Hello, good morning, everybody. As we are dealing with the international health, last time we have dealt with World Health Organization. Now we will deal with some other international health agencies. So, other international health agencies are WHO. We have covered World Health Organization. Now, the rest of the things we will cover today. United Nations International Children Emergency Fund, that is UNICEF, United Nations Development Program, UNDP, United Nations Fund for Population Activities, Food and Agriculture Organization, International Labour Organization, and World Bank. In bilateral agencies on health work, we will cover USAID, United States Agency for International Development, Colombo Plan, SIDA, that is Swedish International Development Authority, DANIDA, that is Danish Agency for International Development Authority. Now we'll study the UNICEF. UNICEF is mainly concerned with the child health. That is, the abbreviation of UNICEF stands for United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund. So it is one of the specialized agencies of the United Nations, which was established in 1946 to deal with the, initially it was established to deal with the rehabilitation of the children in war-ravaged countries. From 1953 onwards, the emergency functions were over. So the new name of the UNICEF is United Nations Children's Fund. The international and emergency components are removed and it is called United Nations Children's Fund. But the abbreviation remained as such as UNICEF. Earlier, UNICEF was working with the WHO in urgent problems such as malaria, tuberculosis, and venereal disease. Later, it has started covering other aspects of child health, mainly mother and child health, nutrition, environmental sanitation, health centers, and health education. They are closely related to child health. So it deals with all the programs which directly or indirectly benefit the child health. The concept of the whole child is coined by the UNICEF. That means immediate benefit to the children, the assistance in the health and the nutrition. The long-term benefits to the children are programmed as personal development and development of the countries in which they live. So the ultimate goal is to develop the nations in which the children live, so that their overall personality will be developed as well as the growth. This approach is known as country health programming, because country as a whole, they develop integrated programs for the development of the child. The services of the UNICEF can be subdivided into 4 categories: the child health, child nutrition, family welfare, health education. The child health, UNICEF supported India's vaccination program. It assisted the erection of the penicillin plant at Pune. UNICEF also donated DDT plant and 2 plants for manufacture of the DDT vaccine and iodized salt. It assisted environmental sanitation programs, especially for rural areas. The current focus of the UNICEF is provision of the primary health care to mother and child. The child nutrition, UNICEF developed low-cost protein-rich foods and mixtures for the distribution of the children so that their growth and development will be optimum. And it has developed applied nutrition program in which rural people will grow and eat the food products which are rich in nutrients as well as proteins. The supply of the equipment for the modern dairy plants, indirectly they will supply the dairy plants so that they can develop the dairies. Supply of large doses of vitamin A for the children, enrichment of the salt with iodine so that the mental development will be proper. So goiter and all will be reduced. So mental development will be proper in children. Provision of iron and folic acid supplements are given for both children and mothers. Development of national food and nutrition policies that make provision for the child nutrition. They will help or assist the development of the policies, national policies for the child nutrition. Family and child welfare. To improve the care of the children, both within and outside their homes. Within their homes and outside their homes means in the schools also. Through parent education, because unless the parents are educated, they cannot properly guide the children as regards their nutrition, health, hygiene, etc. The daycare centers are developed and child welfare agencies are supported. Youth agencies are also supported, which work for the children, and women's clubs are also supported to take care of the health and nutrition and propagation of the health education. Education, the formal or non-formal. Formal education and non-formal education are supported by the UNICEF. Improvement in teaching science in India. Donation to the educational institutions by science laboratory equipment. They supply a lot of equipment which will help for the teaching in the schools and colleges, workshop tools, library books to enhance their knowledge and disseminate the knowledge. Audio-visual aids are provided in the form of cassettes and all. And recently, it has taken up the program called GOBI program with the triple F. GOBI with the triple F program. G stands for growth charts for continuous monitoring of the child growth. Wherever the child defaults in growth, there they will take proper action and the proper nutrition will be given so that the child will come to normalcy. Oral rehydration is encouraged among the care of the children because diarrhea is more common. Mild and moderate diarrhea can be tackled very well with the oral rehydration. Oral rehydration will take care of mild and moderate dehydration in 95% of the cases or even 98% of the cases. They will help only 1 or 2% or maximum 5% may require IV fluids. So this is a revolutionary step in the history of mankind to check the area. The breastfeeding, exclusive breastfeeding, as well as breastfeeding up to 2 years is also now encouraged under the new program. Exclusive breastfeeding is encouraged by the mothers. Then immunization of the children against 6 vaccine preventable, now more than 6 vaccine preventable diseases like tetanus, diphtheria, pertussis, typhoid, hepatitis B, polio, etc. Those immunizations are being given under the program, and we will take care of the fertility control. Fertility control in order to check the population explosion in developing countries and least developed countries. Female literacy, female adult literacy is taken care of so that females will be educated. If the females are educated, the society will develop, they can teach their children. That's why female adult literacy is encouraged. As well as iron and folic acid supplements are given to the both children and mothers in order to check the anemia, because anemia is very rampant in countries like India, where it is about 60 to 62%. That's why continuously for 3 months or after attaining the normal levels for 3 months more, we will give iron and folic acid supplements to the pregnant ladies and as a therapeutic measure also. Urban basic services are also looked upon by the UNICEF. The aim is to upgrade the basic services like health, education, nutrition, water supply, sanitation for overall development of any community or country. These are the things required. They will help the upgradation of the health conditions. Education is necessary for realization and acceptance of the programs. Nutrition for growth of the water, which is the barrier for so many water carrying diseases. So proper water supply, safe water supply, sanitation of course, and prevent proper sanitation is required to prevent the communicable diseases. So they are also aiming the urban poor. The aim is to improve the degree and quality of survival, not just survival, the quality of the survival, development of the children of urban low-income families is targeted. And the next international organization is United Nations Development Program. United Nations Development Program, which was established by United Nations in 1966. It's the main source of funds for technical assistance. So the nations, they come together and they collect funds. They meet once in a year and they collect the funds, and those funds will be utilized for the development of technology in poor countries. The member countries of United Nations meet annually and contribute to the United Nations Development Program. The objective is to help the poor nations to develop their human and natural resources. Once they develop their natural resources and human resources in the form of working and productive people and natural resources, if they develop certain plants which are required for the generation of the jobs and products, the food products or consumables, that will be very useful for the country for overall development. So UNDP encourages that aspect. The projects cover energy, cover every economic and social sector is touched. The projects which cover the economic and social sectors are encouraged by UNDP, like agriculture, development, industry, education, science, health, and social welfare. UNFPA is another international agency for population activities. United Nations Fund for Population Activities. Fund for population activities. In order to control the population and population explosion, so that quality of the life will be maintained in the developing and the least developed countries. With that aim, they have established this in 90s. In much earlier, but it is working in India since 1974. The funding national health, it funds the national level health schemes. Funding area projects for intensive development of the health and family welfare infrastructure. Health and family welfare infrastructure uh, is the aim to develop. Once the infrastructure of the Department of Health and Family Welfare is improved, they will conduct their activities by which the population will be reduced and the qualitative life will be maintained. Improvement in the availability of the health and family welfare services in rural areas is of utmost importance because India lives in villages where the 70% of the population is concentrated. That's why rural areas are given more importance for the development of the health and family welfare services. Its inputs are designed to develop the national capability for the manufacture of contraceptives. We should be able to manufacture our own things which are required for our own people. The contraceptives we cannot import. To import costs more. So for the development and manufacture of the contraceptives, they develop our capability by giving the fund to develop population education programs, to undertake organized sector projects. Sector projects means electricity, roads, and railways. To strengthen the program management, to improve the output of the grassroots level workers, introduction of innovative approaches to family planning and maternal and child health care. So all those things will be looked upon by the United Nations Fund for Population Activities. So now, Food and Agriculture Organization. International Food and Agriculture Organization was established in 1945, whose headquarters is at Rome. It was the first United Nations specialized agency, Food and Agriculture Organization, to look after several areas of the world. The aim of the Food and Agriculture Organization is to help the nations raise living standards, to improve the nutrition of the people of all countries is the first and foremost aim, to increase the efficiency of farming, forestry, and fisheries. By improving the efficiency, the food will be grown more, forestry products will be equally distributed and adequately distributed. Fisheries will be developed. You can get a qualitative food to better the condition of rural people, to improve the condition of the rural people is the aim of the Food and Agriculture Organization. To widen the opportunity of all the people for productive work. So health means to maintain the productive work. That's why the opportunity is given to encourage the productive work. Food and Agriculture Organization's main concern is increased production of the food to keep pace with the ever-growing world population. The population is growing, the food is limited, we will suffer with hunger. That's why the Food and Agriculture Organization's main concern is to grow more food. Food is consumed by the people who need it in sufficient quantities and in right proportions to develop and maintain a better state of nutrition throughout the world. So that is the primary objective, not only the quantity, but also the right proportions means the balanced diet one should be able to take. So Food and Agriculture Organization has launched a program called Freedom from Hunger campaign. Freedom from Hunger campaign against the hunger the campaign. The main objective is to combat the malnutrition. Nobody should suffer with undernutrition. Malnutrition may cover both overnutrition and undernutrition, but here the mainly comes is undernutrition. To combat the undernutrition, to disseminate the information and education so the proper food and the proper quantity, the balanced food will be taken by the citizens of any nation. It is the collaborating agency with other international agencies in applied nutrition program. Applied nutrition program don't supply the food directly, but it will encourage the people to grow food and eat the food. Joint WHO and Food and Agriculture Organization expert committee have provided the basis for many cooperative activities such as nutritional service, training courses, seminars, and research programs to disseminate the knowledge regarding nutrition and nutrients. That's why they conducted nutritional surveys, what sort of nutrients are lacking in a particular area. In that aspect, they will encourage to take the particular nutrients and they encourage the growing of products which contain the nutrients. Training courses are conducted for the people concerned. And the seminars are conducted, research programs are encouraged. So another organization, international repute is International Labour Organization. It was established in as early as 1990 to improve the working and living conditions of the working population all over the world. Unless the working population are healthy and self-sufficient, the country cannot develop. So their health is main concern. That's why it was established much earlier with the purpose of developing their working conditions. The headquarters is situated in Geneva, Switzerland. Its purpose is to contribute to the establishment of lasting peace by promoting social justice. The lab will be properly justified for their actions, for their work. So the International Labour Code is also developed within certain minimum standards. So minimum standards must be followed, working hours, type of rest, type of amenities, and all will come under occupational health. Those things will come under the International Labour Code. So social justice should be done so that peace can be maintained. Improve the labor conditions, that is working conditions and living standards. And its aim is also to promote the economic and social stability. So another big organization, international organization is the International World Bank. The bank is for reconstruction and development, reconstruction of the nations and development of the nations all over the world. It is a specialized agency of the United Nations to help the less developed countries to raise their living standards. The powers of the bank are vested on a board of governors. The board of governors will do administration. They have got the power to give and grant loans to the nations for their economic and social development. Cooperative programs exist between World Health Organization and World Bank. As regards World Food Program, World Population Control Program, projects for water supply, control of ecosystem program in West Africa. These are areas also became importance in particular regions. Sometimes they give uniform assistance to the world nations. Sometimes they concentrate on a particular program, particular regional problem. The bank gives loans for the projects that lead to economic growth. Often what we need, social growth and economic growth. The projects like electric power, roads and railways, agriculture, water supply, education and family planning. These projects will be given more importance and they will lead to economic growth of the nation. So we will now be with some international bilateral health agencies. USAID is one of them. It is United States Agency for International Development, which was established in 1961. Activities previously administered by Technical Cooperation Mission. The Indian office of USAID is situated at New Delhi. It grants and gives loans which are extended by the United States Agency for International Development. USAID assisting projects are, it helps in malaria eradication program. So malaria is very much endemic in our country. So since long it is supporting the malaria eradication program. The malaria did not be eradicated. It was under control. It has brought under control. Medical education is also supported by USAID. USAID supplies certain equipment to the selected medical colleges and teaching material to the medical colleges and encourages the medical education. Nursing education is also encouraged because nurses are in the forefront of the health services. That's why their education is more important. So nursing colleges and their education is encouraged by the USAID with the provision of the funds. Health education for the overall awareness and information regarding the health programs, the nutrition, the water supplies, etc. Health education is given to the public. Various materials are supplied in collaboration with the UNESCO and education materials are supplied. Water supply and sanitation is also handled by the USAID. Control of the communicable disease is also taken care. Nutrition is another important aspect for which USAID assists the projects on nutrition, and of course the family planning is also of utmost importance. Colombo Plan. It is another bilateral program, the plan for cooperative economic development in South and Southeast Asia. Besides the multinational agencies, some nations they cooperate amongst themselves and they give assistance in the form of development of infrastructure or in the form of supply of um, manpower, in the form of supply of knowledge and research activities, technologies, etc. And Colombo is one of them. About 20 developing countries are the members of Colombo Plan. So it was developed after the meeting which was conducted in Colombo between the foreign ministers of about 20 developing countries. With 6 non-regional members are also included in this Colombo plan from Australia, Canada, Japan, New Zealand, and USA. They contribute and they cooperate for the development of the certain countries which are in need, mostly for industrial investment, but mostly industrial and agricultural development, and for drug advisory program is also one of the major components, and program for public administration and environment, program for private sector development, and long-term scholarship program. These are the main components of the Colombo Plan. Scholarship, they provide scholarships for the students and teachers. And private sector development also they look after, and drug advisory program regarding drugs also they advise the experts from the different countries to advise. AIMS, All India Institute of Medical Sciences of New Delhi is developed and financed by the assistance from the New Zealand. So that is a great example of bilateral cooperation. New Zealand is assisting the establishment of our one of the premier institute of the country. So visits from different countries, experts from the different countries, they can offer advice on local problems and train the local people. So experts from different countries will come or go to the member countries in order to help and assist in new technology and new knowledge. Likewise, the cobalt developing units were also established with the assistance from the Canada in certain selected medical institutions. Cobalt therapy units. But the plan seeks to improve the living standards of the people of the area. So another bilateral agency is SIDA, Swedish International Development Agency. Swedish government has formulated a plan and started contributing towards the development of certain developing nations. As far as India is concerned, SIDA is assisting India since 1979 towards the National Tuberculosis Control Program in the form of drugs, supply of drugs, and X-rays, microscopes, and anti-tubercular drugs, etc. Supporting thoughts directly observed for each short course under RNTCP is also supported by Swedish International Development Agency since 1993. So another bilateral agency is NANIDA, Manila, Danish, DAN stands for Danish International Development Agency. Denmark, International Danish International Development Authority. Agency is an authority assists in the development of services under National Program for Control of Blindness. For the blindness prevention, it assists India. So that is all for the international health agencies. We have talked covered WHO and other international agencies and bilateral agencies. This is the logo of the USAID's United States Agency for International Development. Thank you.